What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Chicken Bone Alley, brought to you by Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, SRI Performance, Earl Ramey Racing Engines, and Profab Headers and Exhaust. What's up, guys? I'm David.
I'm Connor.
What's up, man?
The usual.
How's your day?
Yeah, it's been pretty good. You know, pretty normal, I guess. Pretty uneventful so far.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. Just the usual routine.
Still winding down that school year.
Yep, getting closer. Pretty much almost on cruise control now. So
Good. I was looking at something the other day, and they sent something for Jackson's end of year thing party. I'm like, golly, I feel like it just started. Yeah. Promise you, Connor, enjoy it while it lasts, because after you get out of school, God, it's like everything's like you blink and another year's gone. I swear. But so anyway, man, well, cool. So had some racing this week. We'll get into it here in a little while, but
what you been up
good
to?
weekend. Not a whole lot. Chilling, really. We obviously raced this past weekend, and nothing really other than that. Sunday kind of just hung around, and weather was bad, so
yeah,
I didn't even pull the car out the trailer or nothing. It's still in there,
yeah,
so
it'll be all right. That's
why I said it'll be there. But getting ready to throw the motor into the car. Probably start on that tomorrow evening.
Cool deal.
Between that and finish up the new broadcasting area, I guess we'll say. We'll finish that up. Hopefully, I don't know. Depending on how it goes, either we'll be in it next week, or we may end up taking the week off to get it finished and get everything.
I won't be able to be there next week anyway.
Okay,
well,
we might do that.
Got a makeup game that day, so.
Well, then we might do that. So everybody, we're not going to be here next week, so I can get the studio finished over there, which works out perfect. So cool. Where you got makeup game at?
At PD Academy.
At PD Academy.
One of those last days before spring break, we got rained out there.
Ah, I got you. But, cool. So how's soccer going?
Pretty good so far. We got to go down to Somerville tomorrow to play Northwood Academy, so hopefully they did that pretty well. We've had a pretty good season so far, and hopefully we got some important games coming up to make sure we make playoffs and get a good seed and all, and then we'll start with that.
Been a pretty good season so far, hasn't it?
Oh, yeah. 10-2 or
better than last
3
year
or something like that. Oh, yeah. Well, we made steady improvement
year
on year, so hopefully we can go a little bit farther in the playoffs.
What you need to do? Your senior year, go out on top.
It'll be tough because everybody in Charleston, in Myrtle Beach, I think all they do is play soccer, just like all year long. So, you know, we go up there and we play soccer in the spring, and then we play other stuff and do other stuff. But so that's always tough, but we'll see what we can do.
Cool. I got on my I wore it for the first time. I got my Sam Knight shirt on. He brought me 1-2 track, so it's like I had to wear that. So cool. Well, let's see. We got a guest coming on here in a few minutes. Well, let's go ahead and see if I can get him. Ladies and gentlemen, on the phone, a buddy of mine, buddy of all of ours, bringing home a win this past weekend at Sumter Speedway, Mr. Matt Pridgen. What's up, man?
How's it going?
I'm lovely, man. How about you?
Oh, man, I'm feeling pretty good right now.
I bet you are. So beyond, racing stuff, man, I ain't talked to you in a little while. What you been up to?
Not much, man. Just pretty much working, doing, been umpiring some baseball, keeping score for basketball up at the rec department up here. Just trying to make some side money for the race car. Between
you and your dad, I'll out at some baseball fields, and it's really funny actually because he didn't see me, but I saw your dad Saturday morning. I was on the way to the track. He was apparently on the way wherever he was going. I don't know if he was going there to Miracle League first, but I saw him down there at PD at the hot spot there. So, but y'all all up in some sports, man.
Yes, sir. We that is one thing. I've always been around it ever since I was a little boy. So, yeah, it's something fun to stay into and help the next generation come up and try to help build their craft in their sport.
That's cool, man. So did you play?
Well, I played a little bit of football through middle school. Not much in high school. I played 1 year in high school. Baseball, I didn't really play much past rec league.
Okay. Okay. Cool. We were just talking.
And here's one that's pretty cool. I got a couple years in high school. I played tennis.
Oh, see, we were just talking about Connor. He plays soccer. He's in his senior year, so he's they trying to make a good playoff bid here.
Yep.
Gotcha. Well, good luck to y'all.
Appreciate it.
Man, you been on iRacing any lately?
Yes, sir. Me and I don't know if you remember James and his brother Jared. We've been doing some league racing with the League of Outlaws.
How you been doing?
Well, they race a lot. They race on Sunday nights, but they have like sister leagues and they do have like a national point series, but between all of them. So there's a lot of racing going on in that league, and I have missed like half of them. I just go out there and just mess around.
I hear you, man. I hear you. If anybody out there don't remember, Matt ran our fall league there, and you ran. Where'd you end up finishing in points? You did pretty good.
I think I finished fifth.
Was it fifth?
Fifth or sixth, somewhere around there.
He was a force to be reckoned with, especially on the dirt stuff. So that asphalt stuff kind of got him every once in a while, but he was always up there. He was always up there if he didn't get took out.
Yeah, that was a little struggle, but yeah. Hopefully next time that league comes up, I'm ready for it too, by the way. Next time it comes up, I'll have a little bit better luck.
I hope to get it all back up. I have wanted, I don't know if I've got on iRacing but a couple times since the league, and I want to. I just haven't had time to. I've been working on all kind of other stuff.
I understand that.
But, man, I want to go ahead and get into it with you, buddy. Bringing home a win this past weekend. Tell us about it, man.
Man, we went out there, last week we went out there and finished second.
Yep.
So we didn't change much from last weekend to this weekend. And qualifying, we were a tenth faster than we were last week, but we were still second. Dino Long had a qualified pole.
I got you.
But we took the jump, and probably about, I'd say about 10 laps in, he had something break. And when he pulled to the top, and we had a caution, I was the leader. So, and I pretty much just led the rest of it. And yeah, it was a great feeling.
Well, I'm just going to ask. I mean, obviously not any secrets by no means, but y'all ran good over there. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not trying to take anything away from you by no means. I mean, y'all ran good, but all of a sudden it seems like first this year you've a couple races here you've really stepped up. What's changed, man?
Well, my shot guy, I got to shout him out real quick, Mr. Kenny Smith. He's with B&O Shocks. He's been a real big help with us. He's given us a lot of information. He's given us suggestions, a lot of hours on the phones. So I mean, he's been a big part of it. My cousin Johnny, he helps out as much as he can. So I mean, without them guys, that's the secret there. And of course, my dad.
That's the secret weapon there. I'm telling you.
Yes, sir. I'll say this: we got teams trying to hire him away from me.
Say what? That's what I'm talking about. Nah, Mr. Ronnie, he's a good guy. You can see him about every Saturday morning or any other evening that the Miracle League's playing over here in Florence and stuff, and he's there doing all the announcing and DJing and everything else up there. And man, he has a good time over there, and just like everybody else. And Matt's out there every once in a while when he gets a chance to.
Yes, sir. I was supposed to go out there this past weekend, but my dad had something come up and he had to leave early, and I wasn't going to be able to make it.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be out there some.
Cool. Yeah, we try to get out there. Well, my son plays in it, so we out there for all his games especially, but try to get out there as often as we can. But just let everybody know why we're on here too and talking about it. we have a fundraiser up on our Facebook page. Just everybody out there that we are raising money again in the month of April, in honor, I guess, of my son and all the other players on the league out there at the Miracle League. But we are raising money for the Miracle League again this year, trying to get as much as we can. So y'all go, everybody out there, if you can spare. I don't care what it is, $1. Just we appreciate anything that you can give to the Miracle League. They're building a new field. They've broke ground on it and building it. So give these people a place to play, and it's just, like I said, it's always a great time out there. So but anyway, man, you like I said, you've been doing good. You've been you've been up front. I mean, you've had some tough luck at some points in time. It seemed like last year was a little. You had more bad luck than you had good. It seemed like every time I talked to you.
Well, last year, like it started out good, not as good as this year started out. But I mean, I was doing pretty decent. But then about halfway through the season, I don't know what happened, and it just fell off. But
did you?
I'm glad we got whatever it was figured out.
Well, that's what I was fixing to say. I mean, sometimes it's just one of them things that no matter what you do right, you can't, or it's still the bad stuff happens. But was there anything that y'all found? And I mean, I know you said your shocks and stuff like that, but was there anything that you majorly changed the way you're doing things?
As far as like processes and stuff goes, like getting the car ready and stuff, it's pretty much the same. We replaced a few parts here and there over the off season. We actually, my first 2 races this season did not go good at all, but after that race, we found some things, and obviously it's working for Sumter. So I'm ready to see what's going to work somewhere else.
That's cool. I don't, I'm one of them people, I don't mind finding something after a race, after I run bad, because at least I found something. Mm-hmm. It's them times that you run bad and can't find any good reason why you ran bad. That is so aggravating. So
that's definitely the frustrating moments in this sport.
Yeah, for sure. Well, man, I'm proud of you going out there busting off a win this early in the season. I know sometimes you just got to get that monkey off your back, and then you can all of a sudden, bust out some more. Do you feel like it's something? I mean, obviously, we all think we can go out there and win every week, but does it feel like you really stepped and headed in the right direction now for you?
Yes, sir. I definitely think we're headed in the right direction, but the only I don't know. The only downside is we ain't got much motor.
What you running?
I'm still in the 604.
604.
And Sumter, they you can run the open motors and stuff.
That's what I was fixing to ask. What's the motor rule over there?
You can pretty much run any motor package for the weekly Sumter class.
Oh wow, just a weight difference?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I got you.
Yes, sir. You can run any motor with any tire, I think.
Oh wow.
Don't quote me on those rules. you can call the promoters and stuff and ask them.
Man, I'm gonna tell you what, I know y'all run over there a lot, which is really funny because y'all were closer, I guess, to Lakeview than you are Sumter, but y'all travel over to Sumter. But that's always, to me, it's always such a good track. I've been over there so many. I mean, it's like every time I've been over there, I've never seen the track really bad. I've seen it rubber up a couple times, but I mean, that's just because big motors were putting down big laps. But
right.
I mean, that just happens. But I've never seen the track get super dusty. I've never seen it bad per se.
Oh, well, it kind of wants to get dusty now with the new clay, but I mean, the track staff there do a good job of keeping the dust down for the features. Now, I will say they got some kinks they got to work out with some stuff in the surface, but I mean, as far as the new clay there goes, I think it's great. I got maybe 4 races on this set of tires on the car right now.
Wow.
And they're good to go for this weekend.
That's really good for y'all, man. That's almost unheard of. And I mean, if you were on your third race out there with them and won the race with, or fourth race with them and won the race with them, that's super good, man. So what's your what you looking like for 2024 here? You gonna venture out, run a few more places, or you gonna stick to Sumter some more? What you gonna do?
Well, at the moment, I'm committed to run with the Mid-East 604s and running for the Rookie of the Year.
Nice.
But me and Dad have to have a talk about what's going on because especially after our next race is May 10th at Carolina.
Okay.
And see what we do there and see if we want to try to run for the Sumter Track Championship or try to move up in points with Mid-East.
I got you. It's cool to sometimes venture out though and run those series like that because those guys that do run the Mid-East stuff, they're kind of the best of the best in the
man. I'm gonna tell you what, world. They ain't no joke.
No,
they ain't no joke.
Not at all.
Them boys are fast.
Yes, they are. Cool, man. Well, regardless what you do, man, we wish you the absolute best of luck. And man, I'm ready to get back. Like I said, get back on some iRacing and stuff with you and race some on there. But who all you got to thank?
Sir, you'll have to let me know.
Yeah, man. But who all you got to thank for helping you out on that car this year?
Man, I got to thank. First off, I got to thank God for allowing me to do all this stuff.
Amen.
And my parents couldn't be here without them. They support me the most. But I also got to thank Talking Dirt with Ryan Williams, B&O Racing Shops with Mr. Kenny Smith, PD Finance. I got Pridgen Automotive. I got Gore's Tire, Kegel Automotive. Let's see. Ramey Race Engines, Harrington Construction, Industrial Solution and Supplies, and I might be missing a couple, but I think that's the majority of them.
Well, they all know who they are, and I know they know that you appreciate all of them. Well, cool, man. Well, how about tell Ryan over there to keep it straight over there, and it's time for him to do another podcast or two.
I've been trying to get him to. His work schedule's been busy the past few months. We've been trying to, but he's getting off work real late these days.
Can't stop a working man, that's for sure.
That's right.
Cool, man. Well, buddy, I sure appreciate you coming on, hanging out with us for a little while, man.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Anytime, man. You know you more than welcome anytime, buddy. But congratulations again, and hopefully we'll be talking with you again here soon about some more wins.
All right. Appreciate y'all.
All right, man. Take it easy.
All right. Bye.
Bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Matt Pridgen busting out, like I said, a win over at Sumter Speedway.
I need to make it over there. I've never been over.
You never been to Sumter?
Been by it, but never been.
We need to go over there
to the racetrack. Yeah,
when
we're always racing ourselves.
I know. I know there'll be some time in the summer when we ain't racing coming up.
It's kind of what we did last year.
We'll
to Lakeview one time.
Yeah, we'll have to go over to Sumter one night and hang out with them boys. And I'm tell you what's so different about going over there. And I know you've been to Lakeview, but Sumter, I ain't throwing Lakeview under the bus by no means, but Sumter, for whatever reason, on a normal night, they get everything rolling. You don't see a car on the track until late that afternoon, and then all of a sudden there's nonstop cars on the track, hot laps, or they qualifying, and then they're racing. I mean, they might run some heat races, but they're racing. You are gone, and they get all the races in, and you're gone. Right?
Yeah, that's good. I think that's kind of the opposite of the reputation of dirt racing.
Yeah.
I mean, asphalt up to a while, they realized they couldn't. They wasn't a good way to do it. They finally reined that back in, but
yeah,
I think dirt still has a little bit of that reputation sometimes.
It does. In certain tracks, but it's always funny because if you go to like a big series, they don't run like that. I mean, like World Outlaws, Lucas, any of them boys, they ride through the pits with an air horn. That's when it tells them guys they're ready to go. Mm-hmm. They better be up there. They're missing their hot laps, and I mean they don't. And that's how Sumter typically tends to run his kind of schedule, like they do like at a World Outlaws or something event or something like that, and which is really cool. Me and my dad went over there last year. And they ran a good show over there, really did. Sissy Duke and all them over there, or it's not Duke anymore. I'm sorry. But anyway, so congratulations to Matt, our buddy Matt Pridgen. Well, cool. And you just heard him speak of it right there real quick. Earl Ramey Racing Engines, guys. He's got that Earl Ramey power, and you hear him. He's out there against any motor combination with a 604 and taking it to victory lane. So if you're in the market for a power of any sort, and it don't matter which motor combination you want, if you want to run a 604, if you want to run a super, any of that, Earl Ramey's got you covered. So head over to Earl Ramey Racing Engines, and they get you hooked up. Get some time on that chassis dyno also. So go tell them what you got, and he'll hook you up. But anyway, all right. So I guess we can get into some more local racing here. We had some racing going on at DIllon Motor Speedway this past Saturday, before Mother Nature got a hold of us. But we did get some racing in. Me and Connor both got our races in.
Surprised it rained. It wasn't
wasn't
really on anybody's mind until all of a sudden
it would
clouds appeared.
Yeah, I looked earlier and it did say there was a chance that night, but it kind of, I think, formed bigger and powerful, more powerful than anybody ever expected. But before that, all right, well, you were running your Challenger Charger car, and I was running the Legend car. Fortunately, and I appreciate you and your dad helping me out all day long. I was there by myself for a while till my buddy Matt showed up. Matt Grantham, he come and helped me out all afternoon while my mom and dad, they were out on a cruise. So, but I decided I wanted to go and made a ton of changes to my car this week, and I had no clue what was going to happen. But anyway, so we got there, practice or whatever. How was your car all day?
Yeah, we were the fastest in practice, and thought we had a really good car, and I still think we did. We unfortunately, I mean, really, you say this and that about tires, but we really just drew a not a very good set of tires this week. I mean, really, we had tires going down, so we had to change them out. And
you had a tire that had 7. They counted 7 holes in it.
Yeah, and so we had to change that before the race, and obviously that was of course that was our best tire that couldn't hold air, so that was great. But yeah, that kind of
needs some fixing.
Yeah, that dropped us back a little bit. We ended up running a solid third place, but I hate it because I feel like we had a better car than we showed, just because I feel like they just wouldn't go on tires, just couldn't find enough speed out of it at that point. But kind of an uneventful race, which wasn't a bad thing. So
no,
we made a lot of changes to the car as well, and it seemed to respond well when it was on decent tires. So that's positive. So
probably about the best out. Probably about the best outing you've had this year.
This year, yeah.
So far in it,
yeah, we've had some bad luck, but that was a step in the right direction.
Well, I'm just saying, as far as as handling wise,
as far as a complete day,
yeah,
I definitely agree.
Cool. I was up there watching. I was spotting for our buddy Matt Winkler up there, and I kind of watched it, and y'all just kind of set sail. You started third and
ran there whole race.
There, and I mean, y'all kept an even gap up there.
It wasn't like we were far off. Just
no,
just a little more.
Yeah. So, well, that was good. Good day for you, for sure. I mean, I know you wanted a little better, but I'll take a third, solid third any day.
I'm just glad we got it in because we were the last one before the rain came. So
yeah.
I'm glad we did get a race at least.
Yeah, I was going to say real quick, I went out there with the Legend car, and I went out to first practice, and I put new rear the disc brakes on the rear of this car, and nobody really told. But I kind of thought I knew it from just racing in general. When you put new brake pads on anything, especially new brake pads and rotors, it takes a little while for them to kind of seat in and everything. And I went out there the first little round of practice, and I got about 5 laps in or so, and it just feel like rear brakes just were not working at all. But then our buddy Jimmy Alexander, who you were spotting for at the time in practice, he killed a car. I don't know what happened with him. He said he went in the corner, and and it just went straight up track like it wasn't going to turn. And he said he just kind of let off everything, and then he went to hit the brake when it come down track and accidentally hit the gas, and whew, it looked bad.
Yeah, it did, for sure.
So I hate that for him, but hopefully he'll get it back going here soon. But anyway, so went out to second practice, and I don't know what it was about the day. I just felt like, I don't know if it's because I was there, by myself for a little while or whatever, or just when you're trying something and you don't know what's doing what exactly, you don't feel like you got enough time. I don't know. And the second practice, I went out there, got a few laps, and felt like the car was just not going. But then I think I realized I somehow, I don't know if I just grabbed 2 gears when I shifted or something. But a couple laps I was out there, I think I was in 4th gear when I should have been in 3rd gear. And no, this is not an H pattern like if anybody doesn't get it. It's not an H pattern like a big car, so you can kind of feel where you are. It's a sequential shifter. So if you accidentally grab 2 gears somehow, unless you got a gear indicator.
Yeah.
You have one in your car?
Mm-mm.
Me neither. I want to put one, though, for instances like that, especially when we're changing gears. I think that's probably part of my issue. We've kind of went back and forth from a 333, 390, 330, 342. We've kind of went back and forth from all of them, and some of them you run 3rd, some of those you run 4th, and I don't know. Regardless, so I wasn't real fast, but the car felt a little better, but the brakes didn't still feel great. Got there in qualifying and ran about what I had run earlier. So I wasn't real surprised, kind of put us 6th. And we got out in the race, and that's where we run the entire time, was 6th. So it was very uneventful too. But I will say it took about half to 3/4 of the race for the brakes started finally feeling like they were
coming in
like they're supposed to.
Yeah.
So, it was kind of just one of them days, get out there. We had new brakes, new shocks, new whatever on it. So, kind of one of them days, get out there and, kind of just try it out. That was more I was going for than anything. Didn't hurt nothing, didn't tear up nothing. It was very uneventful race, just like the Challenger race there. And, well, y'all did have one wreck. No, y'all had 2. Well, one wreck and one explosion.
Yeah.
Wayne Locklear blew up.
Yep.
And that car caught on fire, and it outed quick, but I was on the radio, man. I'm like, oh, there's a car on fire. I mean, it was like a fireball going through turn 2. But anyway, that's just kind of what we had. I mean, kind of same old deal, but I was happy with it. I think we got somewhere to work from now. Feel like we're in better shape now, even though we didn't run. We ran okay, ran mid-pack. There were 13 cars out there, I think is what it was originally. Whatever. So we'll move on. I think we'll probably head over to Florence this weekend. Try it out.
Try it.
Might as well. Can't learn nothing sitting at the house.
Yep. I might bring a legend car. I don't know. We'll see.
Come on, let's go.
I don't know. After seeing the thrills and spills of last week, I don't know.
Man, Jake had between Jake and Thomas, and Dennis and Barry told me, I don't know if you heard, but he said when he hit the bottom side of Thomas that they didn't realize it, but it knocked the whole throttle position, sheared the whole throttle position sensor off Barry's car, and I was like, man, it's crazy what all them things will tear up when they flying like that. So I don't know. We'll see how it works out, and I'll probably go over there. Like I said, fortunately won't have a whole lot to do to it because it'll change a little bit here and there, but I'm gonna try to get the other car worked on, get the motor in, won't make it for this weekend, but maybe make it out there for DIllon next race. Maybe, who knows?
Sound like a plan.
Sound like a plan to me. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, real quick, I want to thank SRI Performance. Guys, if you're in the market for anything racing, anything you need, anything from safety gear to fasteners to abrasives to all your performance parts, head over to SRI Performance, and they can hook you up on anything you need. So head over there, go online, www.sriperformance.com. Get that card all loaded up. Put in promo code CBONE10. That's C as in
Chicken.
BONE 10, and get yourself 10% off there at time of checkout. Also, same deal over at Stock Car Steel and Aluminum, guys. They got all the materials you need to, not just for race cars, for any project you got going on. All your structural type steels, the aluminums, plastics even. So head over to Stock Car Steel and Aluminum. They can hook you up on anything you need. Also, Profab headers and exhausts, ladies and gentlemen. Profab headers and exhausts. They are quality that wins, and that is 100% true. You head out to a racetrack anywhere, there's Profab headers on cars. I don't care if you're watching anything from street stocks all the way to NASCAR and Indy cars. Everything in between. Profab headers and exhaust, ladies and gentlemen. Call them up. Tell me sent you over there. All right, so there was some racing, I reckon, over at that big old track out there in Alabama, Talladega, this past weekend. Guess we'll start with the Xfinity race. Did you go back and watch it?
Nah, I'll be honest. I haven't seen a lap of it.
I didn't either. I watched some of the highlights. I did watch some of the highlights.
What are they like, the usual?
The usual.
Xfinity?
It like usual Xfinity, but it was better racing than Cup, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah, Xfinity. Xfinity's good everywhere.
That's what I'm saying. They could form lines past. Now, obviously there's some, drivers just made some moves,
Oh, yeah.
to be expected in the Xfinity Series, I guess. Jesse Love, I guess, kind of got his redemption from the other super speedways he's ran the first this year and led laps, and he led some at Daytona early. He led. He was going to win, or possibly could have won Atlanta, had not run out of fuel. So, but
RCR's Xfinity Super Speedway car are just insane,
aren't they? Though
just every time they go, it's like they got 30 more horsepower.
They really do. They look good. Austin Hill got took out there. Racing deal. Him and Parker Kligerman racing. But other than that, kind of same old. Cup race. Now I watched it. I tried to stay awake.
I watched about the last 50 laps. So.
Well, you watched the best part of it, in my opinion. I literally tweeted out. I get. Don't get me wrong. I really get that. Talladega is not a significant tire wear track, whatever. I think there were some people, I don't know, but I almost think there were some people that could have just ran the whole race on one set of tires, though.
Probably.
But all right. So I guess this is the great debate going on with super speedways. I saw one time they don't show lap times or speeds anymore in Cup because they get so slow.
Oh, yeah.
They used to say Talladega was the fastest track, but running like they're running, they're every mile and a half faster than they are.
They're just saving fuel.
That's all it is.
I remember them saying at the very end of it, they picked up, they were running like 4 seconds a lap faster.
Yeah.
When they were actually trying to go.
And that's what I'm saying is like they were running slower than they were in qualifying in the draft, just trying to save fuel. Okay. So everybody's like mad, I guess. And don't get me wrong, I'm probably in this group too. Because it's just not racing. It's not used to. I ain't even gonna say this necessarily used to, because always at plate style super speedways, drafting type tracks, I guess we'll say now, there's always been a element of, ride and put yourself in the right position.
Oh, yeah.
But I think we've just taken it to an extreme. Used to, it was ride, but you rode around, at least the leader was full throttle, and everybody kind of, timed everything behind him. And they may have been in a big pack or whatever, but it seemed more racy. It seemed more on edge. It seemed more whatever. Well, these guys are getting out there now, running. They were talking about at one point in time how slow the lap time. I heard some other spotters talking about how slow the lap times had got down to. And I'm just like, man, and nobody wants to pass anybody. It's like,
no,
I don't.
You're going to burn so much fuel.
Yeah, just trying to pass one car. No, we're not going to do that. We're just going to ride right here. I'm like, man, just make the race 40 laps. They claim they can go 40 laps on fuel wide open. Make the race 40 laps. I mean, I'm because this whole 3 hours of riding around just is so boring.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing made it exciting in the first part of the race was Denny Hamlin spinning coming on the pit road, and then Corey LaJoie spinning coming off of pit road because they hit water. Beyond that, there wasn't much excitement to me in the first.
Yeah, the next gen car
3/4 of the race.
So 2-line racing, I mean, it's just better than the single file train, I guess. But it's like, even when they want to, you can't go anywhere.
Well, and that's what,
you try to get a third line, it's like they just can't get it going. I don't know what it is.
They tried to yesterday, and it looked like they were trying to get going. About the time Ty Gibbs jumped in there, why he done that? I guess it worked out for Toyotas, but the few that were left.
Yeah. Well, I think, he was hoping, I don't know, because like he went out there and was going so slow that they had to check up so much, and that's what killed it.
Just killed that whole line. But anyway, so got out in the last few laps. Toyota probably had the best plan if it would have worked. I mean, obviously it worked out for Tyler Reddick. What I listened to Denny Hamlin, I listened to his podcast. He said their plan was they knew they could go 40 laps wide open. So when they got 40 laps to go, that's when they pitted, and they were just going to drive flat out from then on out. Sound like a great plan. Until they can't. Yeah. Until that's the problem, I think, is they've had no practice running flat out.
So they try to go
and just barely touch each other, and I mean it was rough. Took age. Eric Jones probably had one of the hardest hits I've seen in a long time.
It was a tough one.
They said he went to the Infield Care Center, got out of it, ended up going back. And they transported him to a local hospital just to get checked. I think they got some X-rays and stuff. Apparently, Legacy Motor Club or whatever it is now did put out a statement, said he was released from the hospital and was headed home. So don't know what's going on there, but if he was released, obviously it don't seem like nothing too bad, fortunately. So because that was a tough hit there. After that, they kind of just rode until last 4 laps. It looked like they finally wanted to
try to go, and even then, they couldn't.
I thought Brad Keselowski had the right thought, and he's just a good plate racer, or I keep calling him plate. Yeah. Not plate anymore, but whatever. He's a good super speedway guy. He did exactly what he needed to do, and then Michael McDowell, man, I get you're in the lead. I do. And I get blocking. I get that first block. And I get maybe even coming back down the track some, but you can't go from the outside wall to the apron.
That one he didn't even get clipped. He just across his bumper, and then back in got light on him and spun out.
That's what I'm saying. I think his better move might have been just to stay there, let the 6 car go to the inside. Maybe the other ones would have fell behind him, and he could have side drafted, and maybe I know that's hindsight 2020.
Playoffs, winning you're in. Screw it. Let's try and win the race.
Exactly, and I mean that's what it looked like. I don't know. I just was a tough move there.
Yeah. I was pulling for him. I was hoping he'd get. I was hoping he'd win.
I was actually hoping him or Brad Keselowski would win it, just because both of them. I mean, McDowell, he won a race last year. Keselowski seems like he's been forever since he's won a race, and he keeps coming in second. like over and over and over and over. Noah Gregson was pushing him.
Yeah,
he was looking good. Josh Berry was up there looking good. But then that last wreck, Josh Berry got took out. Corey LaJoy went for a weird ride. He half flipped, went back over, rode the wall, across the finish line, and then just kind of
rolled over.
Man, I don't know. It stinks to see a race end like that. I mean, it's exciting, I guess.
Yeah.
But
what do you mean you knew it was coming? But
oh yeah, you definitely knew it was coming. But how you fix it? What do you do?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a great question.
I've thought about it and I've heard suggestions.
I've never seen a fuel save this much. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying is
Or maybe they just started figuring out that they could. It's so much quicker on pit road. I guess
that's exactly what it is.
I think that's what it is. With the old car, you could kind of, you were somewhat dependent on the situation, but you could kind of get a run and go to the front. This car seems like it's very hard to go to the front, so you want to keep track position on pit road as much as possible.
They crack me up though because it's like they want track position so bad, but they don't want first.
No, they want.
It's like, I want second. I don't want first.
Yeah.
Somebody else can be second. I mean, somebody else can be first. No, I just take second. I don't know. I've thought about it. I'm like, if they can go 40 laps, okay. What if I think the only way, and you're not going to do Daytona because Daytona's going to have the Daytona 500. At Talladega, do you reduce the race enough that each stage can at least be broken? Well, either be 40 laps or at least broken up into
like 45 laps or something.
Two exact, maybe let's see, 80 and 80 that'd be too many. That'd be 160. So 40, that'd be
45 or 40, 50 and.
Well, it'd be less laps then. So if you broke it, if you lowered it to 400 miles or whatever, I don't know.
It'd be a 400-mile race, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I mean, that's the only way I know to do it. Either that, put a bigger fuel cell in it, which they're going. No, that's not going to happen. They don't like re-engineering anything anymore. I remember I know you probably don't remember this, but I remember it was early 2000s. Shoot, they tried about 3 different size fuel cells, I think it was. And it's because they were running rear clips, basically like ours, where you could just kind of hang a fuel cell in it where it might be a little deeper, might be a little shallower. And they tried that at Talladega and to try to, I think I can't remember what they were trying for. But anyway, I don't know. I just think you got to get some all-out racing back. I don't think the car lends itself to good racing on the super speedway just because you can't pass. If you ain't got the whole line of cars behind you, you can't pass anybody. I mean, you've always depended on drafting, but it's just it's worse. It's worse. The only track this car is good on, in my opinion, is the 1.5 miles. It put on, there was a great finish at Atlanta.
Yeah.
As far as the race though itself, nah, it wasn't.
The Charlottes, Kansas, and Las Vegas, and tracks like that, where this car is an improvement upon previous ones. But
exactly,
everywhere else, I don't know. It's still got some questions.
I think it's time to go back to the drawing board. Personally,
I think they just that'd be a lot.
It'd be a lot to swallow.
They were in development on this car for
I think
several years.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing, but I think there's things you can keep from it. I mean, the way it's a modular car, how the rear clip and the front clip are bolted on, I feel like you could probably, keep the center section, whatever. Redesign some front clips, redesign some rear clips, redesign some, and I think the majority of it at the super speedway is obviously, a lot of that's in the underbody stuff. So, I mean, but I don't think we need to be worried about aero on short tracks. I think we need to be worried about tire.
Yeah.
I don't know. And maybe it's still a horsepower thing. Maybe they just don't have enough horsepower to
overcome.
pull the line.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, who knows? Who knows? Also, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank our good friends over at Fresh Chef. If you are in the Race City area of North Carolina, head over to Fresh Chef and go get your food on, as they say. They some of the best food you'll ever eat, in my opinion. A lot of people's opinion. I think it's just fact. So head over to Fresh Chef. Our friend Mel over there, he's got a staff behind him that knows what they're doing for sure. So head over to Fresh Chef and they'll hook you up. Also, our good friends at Dixie Made right here in Florence, South Carolina. Ladies and gentlemen, here in a short few weeks, they'll be racing some NASCAR races over here at Darlington. So if you're coming from out of town, coming into Florence, coming into the Darlington area, head over to and see our friends over at Dixie Made. All the best brands that everybody wants. I don't care if you want a hat, all down to shoes, anywhere in between, shirts, shorts, pants, all the greatest brands there are out there. So head over to Dixie Made and tell me you heard about us, heard about them from us. Also, our good friends at MPM Marketing, McAllister Precision Marketing. Our good friend Tanya over there, she knows what she's doing in this game. If you want to move up in your racing career and want to make a career out of it, you got to have a good marketing partner with you to put you in front of the other marketing partners that you're going to need. So get lined up with Tanya today. MPM Marketing, www.marketwithmpm.com. They'll get you started and get you set on the right path. Also, our friends over at Rev Max Racing Apparel. Connor got his suit coming.
Yep.
Got it on the way, or being made and designed and all that good stuff. So y'all head and check out our friends over at Rev Max Racing Apparel. Awesome designs coming out all the time. Karting or us guys that need these multi-layer SFI rated suits. They got you covered. So head over to Rev Max Racing Apparel and they'll hook you up. All right. So Cars Tour. They were at Orange County. Apparently, I don't know if they were racing or racing late model stocks or motocross, because they was tearing some stuff up. Oh yes, parts up because of potholes in the track.
Really? I know the track has been rough, but
it is real rough.
Wow.
Landon Huffman broke a hub that caused a horrible wreck. And he said it was 7 races old. So 7 races on the hub. And it broke the whole center out of it. And just wheel come off and terrible. Bad wreck. Our friend Chad McCumbee finished the race. But a friend of mine showed me pictures of it. It broke the left front upper A-arm.
Just so violent.
There was a hole down at the bottom of the track and he was just hitting it every lap. It was touching that hole and it just it broke right. It was still functioning, but it broke the A-arm right behind the ball joint. So it was still technically in there, but wow. He got fortunate
for a track to do that, not a
exactly
car or a wall.
And it was a mess. So they said there were some holes in the track that really needed. They said they had to stop some stuff for a while and go out there and try to fix some stuff and make it work. Ugh. Wow, you never want to see that. But
no, well, these old surfaces and these late models get more and more power and just digging into them. It seems like
more and more grip, more power, more everything. Caden Honeycutt won the Pro Late Models, and Brent Cruz won his first late model stock race driving for KHI over there.
Yep.
I think KHI is going to be a force to be reckoned with.
You have to imagine they will.
Exactly. So congratulations to them. I see, speaking of Cars Tour, I see, was it Carson Quapple? Got him another race. I think.
Another Xfinity race.
Another Xfinity race.
Yeah, I think he does have some.
I think he's got like 5
Lined up. Yeah.
So, but I saw what track was it going? Wilkesboro.
Wilkesboro. Yeah, that's not too far away.
Yeah,
that might be the next
that.
short track coming up here.
Might have been that. So, who knows? So that'd be good for him. Make sure. I was sitting there looking at it. Well, I don't know. Anyway,
whatever it is.
Whatever. So I don't know. What else?
I don't know. We'll get ready for Florence this week, and I don't know. Darlington's coming up for too long.
Darlington is coming up.
Have that to look forward to.
Yep. I've actually got I'm not going to race that weekend. I've got a birthday party I have to DJ that weekend on Saturday. So I haven't decided. My mom's going to be out of town for Mother's Day. Never know where I might end up. Because that is Mother's Day weekend. It's another weekend I wish, I don't know. I don't get me wrong. I want to have a race at Darlington in the spring.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't want to be on Mother's Day weekend.
Yeah.
I don't want to be on Mother's Day weekend. I don't want there to be a race on Easter. Kind of some people were arguing one time about, I heard the Mother's Day, they race on Father's Day. I'm like, that's different. I mean, it is. It is, your dad would want to be at a racetrack. You and him go to a racetrack and hang out. I mean, my dad's same way, so I don't know. Yes, I'm glad you reminded me of that, Matthew. I posted it on our Facebook page. But there is a GoFundMe right now out for Brian Voss. Y'all heard him on here. It's not for Brian, but y'all heard Brian Voss on here back at the first of the year. I think it was right before the Icebreaker. And he talked about his wife then was pregnant and about to have a baby. Well, she had the baby, Miss Scarlett, and she is having some heart complications. She has to have heart surgery. I think it is tomorrow, if I am correct. Anyways, first this week. So everybody, for one, be in prayer for the family and Scarlett, and just pray that the doctors can, go in there and get everything fixed and goes right. But they do have a GoFundMe page up. Just try to help them, because that is some crazy bills when you got to go through stuff like that, and when you're not able to work because you're down. So they're just trying to raise some money for them. It isn't, like I said, it's posted on our Facebook page. So if y'all are on here on Facebook right now watching, after we get done, go over there. Whatever you can give, anything helps. Racing community is a huge community, so a few dollars from everybody can make a big difference for when a family has to go through something like that and spend a lot of time. And Brian's a good guy. I know him. We've gotten to know him pretty well, and he's a good guy. And I know the whole family has got to be good too. But you never want to see a child go through that, and you just got to help them make it as comfortable as possible through it. So y'all go over there and give what you can, please, if you will. And I know they will greatly appreciate it. I did want to say real quick, also, Florence Motor Speedway, Owen Zacharias went up to Nashville in the Bandolero Nationals, got him a win.
Did, cool deal.
I saw Emma Britt got her first Legend car win at the Nationals Pro. Also, I mean, she was running pro race. Wow. So that's pretty impressive. I was trying to think who else. Keelan Harvick, saw he got a win up there. Not surprised. Yeah. Not surprised at all. Yeah. I don't know what else.
I don't know. Might do it.
I think that's about going to do it. Short and sweet. We've had a lot of long ones here lately, so made this one short and sweet. Oh, cool. All right, man. Well, I sure appreciate you. Appreciate everybody out there hanging out with us. Also, I want to throw it up real quick like here. Thank our friend Skylar Whitfield. Here he is.
Got a busy week.
Got a busy week. Tonight, if you're still if you happen to be in the Murrells Inlet area, right now, head over to one of my favorite restaurants, Creek Rats. He's playing there as we speak. Actually, I think he's playing till 9 tonight. Also, the 23rd tomorrow, Bowie's in North Myrtle Beach. 25th, Holiday Inn Resort there in Surfside Beach. 26th, the Knot at Windy Hill. That's in North Myrtle Beach. The 27th, Bar 1912. That's in North Myrtle Beach. And 28th, Brunswick Plantation there in Calabash, North Carolina. I'm going to tell you what. I don't think you can beat, if you like, well, any kind of food, really. You can't beat anything out of Calabash, North Carolina. You like seafood, Connor?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not a big fan?
Yeah, we don't eat it a whole
Just
lot.
don't eat a whole lot?
Yeah, but I know old Pete does. Do that.
Yeah. He's got to. He's always on the boat.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you can get him a spot this year as much as he likes being on the boat.
He still likes to race too.
All right. Well, cool, guys. All right. We appreciate all of y'all hanging out with us for sure. And I guess we will see y'all next time.